Good morning, teacher and classmates. Today we are going to talk about the related languages as well as the role of the Sanskrit to establish the relationship between world languages. And we are also going to explain the difference between dead and extinct languages. First of all, what is related languages? Well, there are two or more languages that have a genetic relationship and belong to the same language family if both are descended from a common ancestor through the process of language change, or one is descended from the other. And then we can see a picture of the different languages in the world that will lead us to the language family. So, according to Vivanco 2023, languages families are groups of related languages. While languages give rise to many dialects, probably spoken in different areas. Those dialects become distinct, they become endangered, they become different enough to be called separate languages, and those languages give rise to its own dialects, and the cycle continues. As we have here an example, so we have the language family, the Indo-European, the Congo, the Guinea, New Guinea. And we have those examples of language like English, Hindi, Spanish, Chinese, Japanese, Arabic, Uric. So most of the language have relationship within one another, and the term or language family or branch express this relationship. But this, according to this that I mentioned before, there is 6 big language family groups. Those are the Indo-European, the Sino-Tibetan, the Afro-Asiatic, the Niger-Congo, and the Trans-New Guinea. We have also, by the other hand, the Romance language, which is a group of languages that have some derivation from the Latin or Vulgar Latin, in historical time from the 3rd century. And these form a subgroup that also go hand in hand with Italian in the European language family. For this, we have the Portuguese, Spanish, Catalan, and French. And here we have example. For example, man, like in Portuguese, will be homem, in Spanish, hombre, Catalan, home, and French, home. Following to this, we have also the Germanic language. As I mentioned by Bussina Moulton in 2024, the German language are related in the sense that they can be shown to be different historical developments of a single early parent or mother language. We have an example that is to make us understand a little bit better. Proto-Indo-European sounds with P, T, K, and KW, as Latin Pisces, Tenus, Sidon, Hood, that became Proto-Germanic. F, P, X, and XY, as in English fish, 10, 100, and what. The language family tree model. Well, it was first of all formulated by August in 1871. This theory assumes the language change in regular and recognizable ways. According to this hypothesis, what he established is that because of this, similarities between one and another language are due to the genetic relationship among those languages. And here we can have like the family tree. What is a Sanskrit language? Well, according to Roy Chaudhry in 2020, in the 1783, we saw for the first time the entries of William Jones, who was a judge But he developed this obsession with the linguistic, and that's what led him to propose this exists intimate relationship between Sanskrit and the spoken languages. He claimed that he had evidence enough of the several Sanskrit words that have similarities with the Greek and the Latin. For example, we have this word that is tree, that will be trias in the Latin trees and the Greek trees. Uh, so we're gonna see now what is the difference between dead language and extinct language. For the dead language in the linguistic, a dead language is usually defined as a language that some people still use, even if there are no native speakers left. Latin is probably the most widely known dead language. No one speaks, but in everyday language anymore, but this is studied for academic purposes. We can include in here the Hebrew as well. Those are language that are losing by their own people, but because of the cultural, religions, and academic purposes, nowadays people are still studying those languages. What is an extinct language? Well, an extinct language is a language that no longer exists due to there is no speakers or usage in linguistic or otherwise. In other words, this is a language that died already. Nobody speaks, nobody have, they feel unusual to learn about this language. And as example, we have, as we mentioned above, some language becoming extinct when last living speaker dies. This was the case of the Native American language, Kalam, which became extinct in 2014 after the last speaker, Azul Sanson, passed away. Those are um, those languages are more common in niche or small groups of people that talk this language and nobody knows about. So that's how it became extinct. Here we have the reference that we use to develop these slides, and thank you.